It's take three for me after any interrupt before beginning the video, and I just curious about since yesterday I read the Gary Vaynerchuk blog, and there are so many people uh, uh, taking his advice, and I researched I search to another people who share any idea after receive his advice, and I just found on the mission.org on the medium.com talk about after spending a day with Gary Vaynerchuk. Here are the brutal harsh requires reason you can learn, and written from Tim Denning. Tim Denning kind of take a time with Gary V, and he told Gary Vaynerchuk was in Melbourne uh, recently, and I spent a day listening to his advice, and a lot of what he said was like a slap on the face combined with a bucket of cold water thrown on my head every 10 minutes or so. He speaks the truth and he does not hold back. He gone he's gone from just being a social media guy who to someone who aims to inspire. And here is what Gary taught me that will be instantly actionable for you. Number one, maybe not the number for that. The first one is the never forgot the underdogs and the people who are struggling. This type of events that where Gary was speaking, there is a class system. Uh, Love it or hate it, the class system. Love it or hate it. The people that spend the most money sit in the front of the VIP section, and as you go further back in the room, the seats get cheaper, and often the wealth of each individual decreases. When question time comes, lots of people put their hands up, and Gary went strange to the back of the room. He did it to prove a point. The people in front could see him after the event, and they generally had already made it. Gary is interested in the underdog and the up and comers. This is because he knows that they are the people that have the most potential, and he knows what it's like to be one of them. Uh, what is what these simple lessons taught me is that you should never forget the people who are or use it to be just like you. How much money someone has should never be a measure of where you focus your time. If you really want to make a difference, then serve everybody. And the next one would be rule, maybe kind of rule, or uh, but the most advice. 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. is where your dream begins. 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. is where your dream begins. Many people say they don't have enough time to follow their dreams. Gary is a practitioner who is bursting through people's BS excuse, and he hates people that complain. When someone asks two questions, how do I find the time to work on my business in between work and family? Gary responded with 7 p.m. to 2 until 2 a.m. There's a time when your dreams are executed on. When you come home from the office, it's time to get to work and not drown yourself in boss and Netflix. We all have the time. It just comes down to whether you will use it or make excuse for why you can't do stuff. For me, the time is a bit different. I practice what Gary preached, except I do it for 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. and from 10 p.m. until from 7 p.m. until 10 and half p.m. Do what works for you. Bottom line. you have to work. The next one, control your expense, man. One young man got up during Q&A and told Gary he doesn't have enough money to start a business. Gary's face lit up and he was ready to punch on a poor man. To punch on a poor man. Do you have a wife or kids? Yes, sir. I have a wife and no kids. Where do you live? In a four-bedroom house close to the city. Gary exploded and screamed that he needs to control his expense. Many of the so-called entrepreneurs out there make up excuses about money. When you drill down, you all have enough resources to work on our side hustle or our dream. The problem is that we buy useless stuff when we don't need it. It comes down to priorities. If your dream matter, then as Gary say, sell your four-bedroom mansion and eat dirt for a few years by living in a one-room apartment. Super. The next one, you don't want to learn a new stuff. You don't want to learn a new stuff. Never heard this before. Many of you got somewhere with email and landing pages and made a bit of money. Now you don't want to learn new channels like Alexa or virtual reality. What you did until now will not take you where you want to go into the future. When you have got something, you tend not to put in the work to keep it. If you've got nothing, the time is now for you. Having nothing is in many ways your greatest asset. Having nothing gives you a sense of hunger that money can't buy. Oh, that's why many of you who are living uh, this life of entitlement are drowning in your failures. The world or you nothing. Go out there and be phenomenal. Embrace your vulnerability and have the courage to take massive action. Not wanting to learn the new stuff is making you ignorant of the success you could be happening. Not wanting to learn Not wanting to learn the new stuff is making you ignorant of the success you could be happening. The next one, live built on one pillar. Lives built on one pillar. Gary spoke a lot in Melbourne about people he he's met who have their entire life bases around one pillar of success. So many people have built their lives on one knockout punch, one arbitrage, one hack, one freebie they give away. You can't have substrain you can't have substantial success if you keep doing the same thing over and over. The market changes, people change, even you change. You need multiple pillars to your success and that will change over time. Stop complaining and become a lifelong learner. You don't have all the answers and the game is constantly changing. Either grow and learn or die in your own success. This is a brutal but true. The next one, give away your best. Give away your best information for free. Give away your best information for free. It's counterintuitive, but it works. I am living proof of it. My best work is all free, and it's how I reach millions of people per month. I can also make money as well, and that works even though all my content is free. It works because people have to know you first before they will trust you with their time. It's work because people have to know you first before they will trust you with their times. The next one, respect people who comment. There is a lot of you who have online communities who takes them for granted and don't respect the people that give you their attention on their time. Gary religiously looks at people who have a reasonable size audience, and he noticed one thing: many of you never respond to the comment you get on social media. Many of you never respond to the comments you get on social media. Obviously, you can't respond to everyone, but if you never reply to people, you are disrespecting everyone. Learn to respect people and inspire them. And then you can be a leader in whatever field you are in. Ignoring everybody is not good for you. Are chances are your ego might be too big. The next one, there is a lot of fakepreneur. There is lots of fakepreneurs. Gary talks a lot of Gary, Gary talks a lot about entrepreneurship being the flavor of the month, and he's right. There are a lot of fakepreneurs who don't respect the game and try to take the easy road. The beautiful thing about capitalism is that when you have a market correction, global financial crisis, or the fake fakepreneurs who are doing it because it's cool will go back and get the job again. You can't fake it. You can't fake it. You are either an entrepreneur or you are not. It's okay if you are not. Stop pretending and get to know yourself better. The next one, just because you haven't figured it out yet doesn't mean is not happening. You are early process related previous episode. The ROI of basketball is zero. For LeBron James, the ROI is worth billion of dollar. The ROI of basketball is zero. For the LeBron James, the ROI is worth billion of dollars. Gary Vaynerchuk. If you haven't found the answer yet, then that doesn't mean something doesn't work. Just because you don't have the answer to the problem, it doesn't mean you are right. Just because you doesn't have the answer to the problem, it doesn't mean you are right. Trying to be right all the time is disease that will infect every aspect of your life and screw you like the casino and screw you like the casino. There are people succeeding somewhere in the world at whatever you are trying to do. Rather than complaining, go find these people and then offer them mutual value in returns for their strategies. The next one, only do what you are good at. Only do what you are good at. Only do what you are good at. Facebook Live is useless if you are boring or don't know who you are talking about. The social media platform is irrelevant. You actually have to know your stuff for anyone to join your tribe. Uh, Double down on your strengths, and the ROI of your time will increase. Again, Facebook Live is useless if you are boring or don't know what you are talking about. The social media platform is irrelevant. You actually have to know your stuff for anyone to join your tribe. Double down on your strengths. and the ROI on your time will increase. The next one, we will always choose time. We will pay money and give up your privacy for time. You will pay money and give up your privacy for time. Uber sells time, not transport. The quicker it's quicker to delete than it is to unsubscribe from the email list. Audio is the next big thing, says Gary, because it sells us back time. Sell us back time. You will pay money and give up your privacy for time. It sells us back time. If you are an entrepreneur looking for the channel to grow an audience from start a podcast or any content that is centered around radio, the most basic podcast you can do is interview someone who has an audience. Interview someone who has an audience, and then symphon their brand so you can get access to their audience. Wow. The next one, focus on creating. Focus on creating. The world is change, changing, and if you are not talking to us or via either video, text, or audio, then you will become irrelevant very soon. The world is changing, and if you are not talking to us or via either video, text, or audio, then you will become irrelevant very soon. Start sharing your idea, create content, create value for as many people as you can. Next one, what happens after you get phenomenal, great advice like this? You will be pumped for a few days. You might attend it and even like this yourself. Then next Tuesday come and you face a massive life change challenge and go back on the defense rather than leaving your life on the offense. Don't just don't just get pumped up for a day. Keep the momentum going. Listen to podcasts from people like Gary of Tim Ferriss. Read nonfiction biographies of the greats, and most of all, keep taking action toward your goals. That's how the pumps up feeling will last. Uh, Thanks, Gary Vaynerchuk, for coming to Melbourne and inspiring us all. Much love and much respect. That's from Tim Denning. Talk about on talking to Gary Vaynerchuk on his blog on the medium.com in the title of after spending a day with Gary Vaynerchuk. Here is the brutal, harsh, requires required lessons you can learn. I will recap again about our topic. The first one, never forget the underdog and the people who are struggling. Number two, 7 a.m. 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. is where your dream begins. Next, control your expense. You don't want to learn a new stuff. Live life life built on one pillar. Give away your best information for free. Give away your best information for free. Respect people who comment. There is a lot of fakepreneurs. Just because you haven't figured it out yet doesn't mean it's not happening. Only do what you are good at. You will always choose time. Focus on creating. What happens after you get phenomenal? Great advice like this. What happens after you get phenomenal? Great advice like this. This is all of the Chris Matter podcast today. Thank you so much. And if you have any recommendation, you can leave your comment below. Thank you so much.